Hi, and welcome to Beyond the Bell, a new podcast from the Barrow County School System. My name is Nicole Vallis. I'm with the communication team here at BCSS. This is our very first episode, and we're so excited to be joined with Samantha Starkey and Mike Culp. They're going to be talking about the Dual Enrollment program and how it benefits Barrow County School System students. So thank you so much for joining us today. And I would love if you could start with just a quick introduction of who you are.
So I'm Samantha Starkey. I'm the Dual Enrollment Coordinator at Lanier Tech's Barrow campus. Barrow County School System is one of the systems that I serve. And Lanier Tech has 7 counties in our service area. And I love working with dual enrollment students because I enjoy helping students, and as a first-time college student or first-generation student myself, I know it can be a scary experience, and I just really enjoy guiding them through the process.
And my name's Mike Culp. I'm a college and career advisor at Sims Academy, and I work with students that are taking dual enrollment classes. I help students with understanding how those courses are going to transfer to their next college and looking at majors to see, are we starting to plug away at some of the core requirements for your major. Also teach 2 classes here each semester. I teach a time management class, which is a pretty important skill to be a good college student. And then the other one I teach is a debt-free degree class. So I try and help students understand how what they're doing through dual enrollment is paying bills later on that they won't have to pay, and letting the state pay those bills instead of mom and dad.
That's wonderful. Can you talk about how the Innovation Campus, which is Barrow Arts and Sciences Academy, Sims Academy, Austin Road Elementary, and Lanier Tech, how that works together to enhance the opportunities for students who want to take dual enrollment?
So convenience is a great thing for students. They can just walk over from Sims and BASA, and then Barrow County Schools provides transportation from the high schools over to Sims and Lanier Tech in order for the students to take classes. That removes a lot of barriers for students because I could not do dual enrollment in high school because I didn't drive yet. So for low-income families and students that don't have a license because they're younger, they don't have that opportunity for dual enrollment. But this allows them to take dual enrollment classes and get a head start on their college career.
Yeah, I'd just chime in with that, and that this campus in the partnership that we have with Lanier Tech has opened up pathways for not just BASA students to benefit, but all 3 high school students have equal access to this campus, and it's amazing to see how many we have each semester from each high school. Sims is a rotating door of students in and out all day long, but earning college credits, and it's really exciting to see that.
And with Sims, there is some tutoring help available as well, correct?
Absolutely. We have tutoring available in math and in English, and then also there's online tutoring available for all subject matter, but we have someone in-house that works with our students, helping them write papers and helping them understand the math problems that they're not getting from class.
That's wonderful. Another thing about our partnership is that I really love how Barrow County Schools doesn't require every student to go to a 4-year degree. You offer them so many opportunities, because when I was in high school, I didn't know anything about technical education, and so I'm like already telling my child, you should go into construction management, but you know, I'm going to let him choose what he wants to do. But just having those opportunities and knowing that like you don't have to get a 4-year degree, you can do other options as well. Someone might want to do welding or another program. Like, you have so many different options available to you.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're really excited about the number of students that we are helping find meaningful careers that maybe are outside of a college degree. But we certainly offer a lot of college level core classes as well. So I think it's a place where students can come, and whatever their need is, they can find something that will meet their need through this program.
Can you talk a little bit more about that, the programs, the specific programs or classes that are offered?
Sure.
So we have core classes. Students can take English, math, history, political science, psychology, things like that. And they can use those toward an associate's degree or a 4-year degree. We have 28 core classes that should transfer to USG school systems, and then some of them accept things outside of those 28, so I always recommend my students to reach out to the school that they hope to transfer to. But we also have certificates, diplomas, and associate's degrees at Lanier Tech that a lot of students complete. Our certificates are pretty short. They're usually about 1 to 3 semesters. Diplomas are usually about 3 to 5 semesters, and then degrees are about 4 to 5 semesters, so it just depends on the program. But a lot of our students for dual enrollment are doing either the core classes or nurse aid is a popular one. We have welding, early childhood, culinary, engineering. There's a few other options
Industrial
as well.
systems.
Industrial systems.
Automotive. There's ample opportunities for students to get connected to those career-based programs as well. And so we have students, and we offer those on cohorts. So a student would begin the school year and end the school year with the same group of kids, taking classes from the professors. And I'll just use welding as my example. They would do first and second period with a welding instructor all year long, or third and fourth, depending on how their schedule fell out. So the cohort model works really well because those students can lean on each other and walk it out together, and a lot of them end up working together at jobs through our work-based learning program as well.
And I've seen I think a valedictorian or a salutatorian, I think it was valedictorian at Appalachia, that had an associate's degree already through what they were doing with dual enrollment, graduating high school with an associate's degree, I think it was. And that's just phenomenal.
We've had a few complete associates, and then some complete the welding diploma, and a lot complete certificates, which is really great because then they can go and work. Lanier Tech has a 100% job placement rate, which means 100% of our students that complete one of our programs either continue their education or they are employed. And then our in-field placement rate's in the 90s. I think it's 93%. And so that's really great to me because I have a biology degree and I'm clearly not using that. So having like a 4-year degree with debt, it's amazing that these students can finish their programs and go into the field of study that they studied in, their career field, and be employable right after completing their program.
And if you could talk more about that, I think you mentioned, we were talking before the podcast started, of course, but about the amount of money saved for students.
Absolutely.
And I don't know if that's a Barrow County specific number?
It is. We have about 400 students that take dual enrollment classes, not quite 400 this school year. And of those, last semester, collectively, they were able to save the families about $450,000 in tuition costs through this program. And that is a fantastic way to save money on college. Usually what I'll tell parents and students that the dual enrollment program offering you 30 hours of possible college credit that would be paid for by the state and not by mom and dad, that's pretty much a 25% off coupon because that's your freshman year. And if we could save 25% off of your student debt, would you do that today? Would you sign up for that? Absolutely. And so really what we're trying to accomplish for our students is that when they're 35, they have a chance to choose a vacation over paying a student loan, or that they can get a new car after 8 years as opposed to 12 years because they are able to with the financial freedom that comes with not paying a student loan. So we go well beyond just dual enrollment because there are so many things that decisions that need to be made to avoid that student debt load. That dual enrollment's a great start, but there are other things that we coach them up on as well.
And the funding covers the tuition, the mandatory fees, and the textbooks. And so when I was in college, I didn't realize how expensive textbooks were. I was spending $1,000 to $1,500 a semester on textbooks. So providing that as well to the students just saves so much money for the student and parents that are helping their students.
That's right.
And some of those online classes still require a textbook that you have to pay for.
Right.
I've noticed that. Can you talk about the specific requirements and the age for Barrow County students? What grade you have to be in, that sort of thing.
Students are eligible to participate in dual enrollment starting in 10th grade with some restrictions. And I want to make sure we say that up front. The restrictions that would come along is that students must have a 2.6 GPA in order to participate in academic courses. If that student is in 10th grade, they also must have a qualifying test score on the SAT of a 1200 or a 26 on the ACT. So that's a pretty robust score for a current freshman to be sporting. So it is possible, but probable not so much. And so what we do is we advise students that if you're wanting to do those core academic courses, that you look towards your 11th and 12th grade year to do that. Plenty of time to get your 30 hours used up in that spot. Summers are available too. A lot of times students don't realize that, but summers, dual enrollment dollars will pay for classes in the summer as well. But if a student wants to do one of our CTA or vocational type of programs, they are able to do that through starting at 10th grade as well, and they have to have a 2.0 GPA. So if they're doing the vocational, it's a 2.0. If they're doing the academic, it's a 2.6. Did I nail it?
You did, and I mean, they can take classes in 9th grade if they want to pay out of pocket, that's an option. And then in 10th grade, they can take core classes if they'd like to pay out of pocket if they don't meet the requirements. But obviously, most students want to use their dual enrollment funding. So 10th, 11th, and 12th for CTAE, and then 11th and 12th for core unless they meet the requirements in 10th. For the program, we recommend they meet with their high school first to talk about dual enrollment, just to make sure it's a good fit for them, and make sure that they're on track to graduate and meeting their high school graduation requirements. And then they have to apply to the college. If they choose the dual enrollment application type, they don't have to pay the application fee. So that's waived for dual enrollment students, which is another $25 that they're saving. And then we need their high school transcript, which their high school sends to us, and we review that GPA and let them know if they need to provide anything else. And then once they are accepted into the college, we send them an acceptance email and then tell them the next steps on how to register for classes. So they have a funding application that the student, parent, and high school completes, and that's applying for that 30 credit hours of tuition, mandatory fees, and textbook money. And then we'll register them at the college for the classes. And so that's a big part of my job, is advisement and registration of the students for their classes. And then I'm a liaison between the high school and the college, so I'm constantly sending information to the high school so they can better prepare the students for dual enrollment. I'm also available to meet with students. They can come in person or do phone appointments to meet with me if they have questions. And I always recommend students to come do a tour or one of our college preview days if they'd like to see the campus.
If there's one thing, keep it one thing, I don't know, it might be hard, because there's so many great things that you want people to know about the partnership between Lanier Tech and Barrow County School System, and that's just so wonderful about that partnership, if you
It's easy for me. It's a coordinated effort. That's the bonus, and that we have managed to make our classes fall at the same time as our current schedule, so students don't straddle a class period with a dual enrollment class. And as a school counselor for many years and helping students with dual enrollment, that would oftentimes happen and force them to take another class at that same time on an opposite day, or do some weird stuff to try and make their schedule at the high school work, because the high school is going to require you to have 4 classes, period, end of story. The way we've set it up, it's easy for students. We've managed to help classes that are taught in the Sims campus to be able to have the same calendar, like spring break meets up. And so it's just ease of access, and the fact that it is it's available to all students through our transportation program, and working with families to be able to make sure that they can avail themselves of this opportunity. That's the strength.
And I think serving students is a strength for us, and communication is very important because we're constantly communicating between the high schools and the college to make sure that we're offering programs that students are interested in, programs that are going to get them employed. So we work with businesses in the community to make sure that we're offering programs where they can find employment after as well. And then just being available to help the students. And I really enjoy working with Barrow County and the high schools, and I'm hopeful that they enjoy working with me as well.
We do. There's a couple of events that I would love to make families aware of. On March 26th, we're going to have an engineering day, and that's for students that may want to go into some sort of engineering program. It will be we'll have industry representatives to talk to students and meet with them, and we will also take tours of the industrial systems and engineering classrooms at Lanier Tech so that students can kind of see and feel what they would be working on. We'll also be offering something in healthcare at a later date that we will announce. The last thing I wanted to also do is brag on the fact that there are 2 new programs that are opening up that we're really excited about. One is fire science, and this is open to any senior that is interested, a rising senior, and they can take this class. It is a cohort as well. It would go all year long, and at the end they would take a test to become certified. And then also the digital media. That is another one that we're doing that will allow students to work towards the certificates that could work with an accelerated career diploma.
And I did want to expand a little bit on the Sims schedule. So we offer classes at Sims Academy, and that one follows the high school schedule, but students can also come to our campus and take classes online. So they do have multiple opportunities, and they would follow our schedule for that. And so the ones on Sims, those are in the cohorts, but then if they're on campus, they can also take classes like outside of the cohort as well. Beyond our programs, we also offer soft skills and help with learning how to do interviews and resume writing through our career services, along with other resources to students.
Well, thank you so much for your time and all the information. It's so valuable. Just again, like to thank Samantha Starkey with Lanier Technical College and Mike Culp with Barrow County School System to talk about the dual enrollment program opportunities for our high school students. And we're so thrilled that you were in our pilot episode of Beyond the Bell. If you've enjoyed this conversation, be sure to subscribe to Beyond the Bell wherever you get podcasts, and check out our website and socials for more information. Until next time, remember, the learning journey never stops. It continues beyond the bell.